Bostonian. I'm actually from Mount Laurel, but I'm an 11th generation New Jerseyan. And we trace our family back to Richard Stockton, among others. And I actually grew up on a peach farm in South Jersey. And I came up to Princeton. My dad was in the state senate in South Jersey, and the real estate company I was working for, they said, you should, work the South Jersey territory. And I said, you know what, that's probably not the right place for me because of potential conflict. So I came up to Princeton, and nobody knew my name. And I started in 1986, and we started a little real estate office here and worked on Room 1. And for years I would come into downtown Princeton and I'd say, this place is pretty cool, but there's not too many offices here, so I'm going to focus on Room 1. But a few years ago, I fired my boss and started my own company, and decided I wanted to get into the investment business. And 2011, we bought our first property, and we've grown the portfolio to 5 properties, and we expect to grow it further. But as an investor in Princeton and somebody who's seen the town from the outside for 35 years, I've been working in this area, I've seen good years and good times and bad times. And COVID was a once in a 100-year event. When you think about it, Princeton has an economy that is recession-proof. And when I went to raise, I know. When I went to raise money with to work with investors to say, hey, look, this is a great place to invest in because Princeton's got the university and it can never fail. And COVID hit, and anywhere between 1.5 million and 2 million people a year that normally visit the university evaporated. And I think it's funny because if you lived here, if you grew up here, you sort of take it for granted what a great place this is. But from the outside, if you look at it, you can see. I travel all over the country. I'm headed to Dallas to a conference next week. So I see a lot of the good, the bad, and the ugly around the states. And we have partners in Holland, so I go over there a couple times a year. And you see how Europe does it. And Princeton got rocked during COVID. And as an investor in the town, we have an operating business, but I'm not a merchant. Our tenants are though, and I'm not a tenant in an apartment, but I can see there are a lot of vacancies in apartments for the first time ever. Right? It was almost impossible to find an apartment, and then there were vacancies. And Michelle decided to create the steering committee and to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the town and to figure out what would be the best solution to try to restore what we all kind of believe Princeton should be. And we spent 18 months on Zoom calls once a week. And what I really saw was an a lot of people that I kind of already knew, but week after week after week, people would attend the meetings, and there would be passion, and there was thoughtfulness, and there was just this desire to bring Princeton back. And little things like trash on the streets, and whether the sidewalks have been cleaned, and you go to Michigan Avenue in Chicago, and you look at the beautiful flower boxes there. Being from a horticultural family, I kind of pay a lot of attention to the landscape side of things. And I just see so many ways that this town can be brilliant and should be brilliant. There are brilliant minds walking the streets, and the place itself needs help. And I've been asked to be the leader of this organization, and I'm really humbled in that role because I'm just one person, and I've got a lot of other demands on my time. But what I realize is that you look around the room right here. There are a lot of people that believe in this town and they want to be part of the success of the town. And I see a lot of smart, intelligent, creative people who can lend a hand. And as a team, as a group, we can do so much. And it's part of it is making our investments more valuable. So that's yawn boring, right? No, what it is it's walking the streets of Princeton and with your head held high and believing this is the greatest little town in America, which Bob has called it for years. It really is. I mean, the university's influence is tremendous, and hopefully there won't be another pandemic for another 100 years or maybe longer. And you know, that economic engine that has been so tremendous for the town will just hum along. But I think it's actually more than that. I think it's not just the economics of the town, but it's this town spirit and just wanting it to be absolutely brilliant. And I think I invite each one of you to talk to us at some point and tell us what you think needs to be done, or what issues you have in your business. And a lot of people talk about trying to get permits and approvals, and that's an area where we want to help. And so please join us, be part of the success story that you know, we all want it to be better. I think we all know it can be better, and if we all take a part in it, we can feel proud that we were part of this success story. So thank you for coming and join us.